You got us there, Luce?
Yep, just hitting record. Yep, we're all good, guys. Whoever wants to kick us off, just let me know. Scotty Bailey.
Jhye, how much of a dream was that, mate, after 2.5, almost 3 years fighting the shoulder injuries? Just how much of a dream was it to do what you did today?
Oh, more of a relief than anything, especially after the first innings, having a bit of a tough time of it out there, to come out again and most importantly get the win. It's nice to make a contribution as well, but there's no better feeling than a test win.
Just on a personal note, mate, can you just talk us through how, I guess, difficult those couple of years were, especially, I guess, when you'd done the shoulder, come back and then had to go in for another surgery? Just, I guess, how challenging that was from a mental point of view, trying to get back to this level. And was this always the driving force to get back to this point right now?
Yeah, no doubt. It's obviously less than ideal. It probably didn't hit me straight away when I did my shoulder. I thought probably it was a little naive in thinking that it wasn't going to be that long. I wouldn't need surgery, et cetera, et cetera. But I think one thing that helped me through that was I always had something to aim for. I think after I first did it, there was a World Cup 9 or 10 weeks away. I think it was an Ashes year as well. So there was always something to aim for, whether or not it was those two things or Shield cricket or just playing for WA, club cricket, whatever. There was always something to aim for. So it gave me something to keep an eye on. But no doubt there were periods throughout that time that I thought, sort of questioned whether or not I'd get back to how I was playing before. Questioned the process a little bit, as you do naturally in rehab scenarios. But look, I mean, to be out there playing Test cricket again, it's, no better feeling.
Andrew McGlashan.
Hi, Jhye. Well bowled. Was there something specific that changed for you between first and second innings, or was it just that you'd had an innings under your belt to sort of settle back into things?
Honestly, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think getting back into the intensity of Test cricket, it's obviously a step above playing domestic cricket. You've got the crowd there. You've got a few things to pick you up, and you can often find yourself, if you haven't played for a while, trying too hard because you feel like you need to impress. But having said that, I don't think I bowled too badly in the first innings. There were a few nicks that went through slips. Still felt like I was creating a few chances. But, look, I think the second innings came around, and like you said, I think just having that extra run in the first innings certainly helped the nerves and helped the adrenaline.
Did you envisage getting someone out hit wicket in this test match?
No, not particularly, but I'll take it. That's for sure. Look, I mean, it's certainly not in the plan. Just trying to nick him off, I guess. I was certainly shocked. I wasn't sure. I was watching the ball go out to Nathan Lyon at point, and the crowd sort of started getting a little louder, thinking that he potentially misfielded or something like that. But look, I'll take it.
Thanks, Jhye.
Alex Malcolm.
Well, Jhye, Steve Smith mentioned that in between innings you made the adjustment. You guys were obviously pushing to bowl fuller in the first innings and try and hit the top of the stumps. You said second innings you wanted to start a little bit back of a length and then adjust your length as you went. Can you talk us through that thought process? I know you're someone who thinks a lot about how you want to work your way through spells.
Yeah, definitely. The first innings we were encouraged to pitch the ball up. We saw that the English guys probably bowled a little bit too short, and that was the feedback coming back from us that we needed to pitch the ball up. I think for me, on a personal level, I probably started a little too full and didn't give myself a chance to get it in the right area. I sort of started too full and then struggled to bring it back a little bit and get into a rhythm. Whereas I think second innings, I probably started a little bit back of a length and allowed myself to sort of creep up a bit more and get into a bit more of a rhythm. So it was certainly spoken about, and especially in the second innings, we definitely gave ourselves a chance.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, Braddock.
G'day, Jhye. Just a question about specifically, I guess, the end of Test matches, like day 4 and 5, fourth innings. You're hoping the ball's going to go up and down a bit. Do you think that if you're in the Australian side as a pace bowler and you've got tall blokes that you're bowling alongside, the fact that you're skittier and the pitch might go up and down, can that be an advantage for you to attack the stumps, I suppose?
Yeah, no doubt. we've got someone like Greeny who feels like he can get the most bounce. He feels like I don't know if you guys have seen the flingers in the nets that the coaches use. He feels like that's what it feels like to face. Just that extra height from Greeny. He offers that sort of variation. We've got Starkey bowling 145. It's just another string to the bow, I guess, for the team to have different variations for different scenarios of the game. But I mean, if my job is to hit the stumps, then that's what I'm going to try and do. And I feel like I was a lot better at that today. But yeah, I certainly agree that potentially being a little bit skittier on wickets that may go up and down may be an advantage for sure.
And is that also something that may be an advantage when, I suppose, you're getting away from classical Australian conditions where you are relying on, the ball that's going to go low as opposed to the one that's going to fly and hit the gloves?
Yeah, I think so. I think moving forward, we've seen the MCG be a little flat at times. I know that they've made an adjustment this year, and it's been quite green. So we'll see what happens when we go there. Somewhere like SCG as well, I think could be an advantage on day 4 and 5 when it starts to go up and down, or if it's spinning and the pace balls aren't getting much variation. Look, I think release height is important. I think two sides where I'm a lot shorter, but also someone like Greeny can find something out of a pretty dead wicket. I think having those variations in the team is very important.
Thanks, Jhye.
Jono?
Cheers. Congrats, Jhye. Well bowled. 2 out of your 3 tests now have been pink ball. How are you finding the format, and how do you enjoy bowling with the pink ball?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. There's certain parts of the day that you might feel out of the game or not much is happening, and then all of a sudden things can start happening. We probably didn't see the ball swing as much as we thought we would this test. But look, having said that, there were certainly periods throughout the day or the game that momentum shifted, and I think that's the beauty of pink ball cricket. You never completely feel out of the game. So yeah, I've been really enjoying it.
And I guess you knew you were coming in a lot earlier than Michael Neser found out he was going to play. But how big of influence did Mitch have? He had a fantastic test match himself, just being the senior figure and leading both you and Ness and Ness and Cameron Green and the other bowlers.
I think it was very obvious. You can see that the way that he bowled, I think he took 6 for 80 or something for the test match, which is an outstanding effort. I think you could just see the way that he bowled and the sort of presence that he had out on the field. You could tell that he was really taking that role in his stride. And I think it helped him to really nail in the opportunity to be that senior bowler. And credit to him, he did a fantastic job. He was amazing. He's always really supportive of fellow fast bowlers. I know the few games that I've played with him, he's been really supportive and makes sure that he goes out of his way to make sure that you're doing well and, making sure that have got your plans clear and everything like that. So credit to Mitch. He's done a fantastic job this test.
Cheers.
Last 2 guys, we'll go Lockie and then you, Louis.
Thanks, Lucy. Congrats, Jhye. Obviously, that's a really tough last session then when you're bowling to a guy like Jos who's faced 200 balls. He's striking at, I think, 12 it finished up as. What's going through your mind in terms of how you're going to get him out? I mean, obviously, no one could have foreseen how he got out, but did you have a plan or was it just trying to bowl your best deliveries each delivery?
It was just about trying to bowl your best ball, hit the stumps and try and bring in as many dismissals as possible. And like I said, we didn't really foresee a hit wicket. But look, I mean, hit the stumps, try and bring in caught, LB, bowled, every possible dismissal. But look, credit to Jos, he batted really, really well. To face that many balls is a credit to anyone to be able to put that sort of mentality in place and get the job done that the team needed. But look, it's just about trying to stick to your guns and not get too carried away. I think those sort of situations you can try way too hard and try too many things, and then the game ends up getting away from you. So keep things as simple as possible when stuff like that happens.
And that wicket to remove Chris Wokes, obviously getting that new ball in the second session, how important was that and how perfect delivery did that feel when you saw it hit the top middle?
It was quite funny. I was getting frustrated at myself looking up at the speed gun each ball and seeing sort of 131, 132, wasn't too happy with that. So I said to Starkey at mid-off or mid-on, I think he was at the time, I said to him, I'm just going to charge in here and try and get some airspeed because I was getting annoyed at the speed gun. So I just tried to bowl fast and bowl straight, and thankfully the wicket did something.
Last one, Louis.
Hey, Jhye, funny one. Do you remember getting Jos Butler out hit wicket before in the Big Bash?
Vaguely, yeah. Did he hit stumps with his bat?
Yeah, it's like a reverse sweep.
Yes, I do remember.
Right. So, do you have a hold on him with that dismissal, or is it just a pure fluke?
I wouldn't say that. But maybe it might be worth mentioning if I get another test.
Yeah, well, that was going to be my other question, mate. Obviously, there are two decent bowlers coming back in Pat and Josh. If those two are fit and Mitch is fit too, do you see a place for yourself in the team?
Oh, look, I mean, the beauty of Australian cricket at the moment is we've got fast bowling stocks for days. I think that's a wonderful problem for the selectors and JL to have. Whatever happens. I mean, I had an unfortunate first innings and then bowled a little bit better second innings. So whatever happens. I'm happy to go either way. As long as we're winning, then that's all we can ask for.
Good one. Thanks, Jhye.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys. We'll wrap up. Thanks for joining us, Jhye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jhye.
Cheers.
Thanks, Jhye.